Hello all, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today in this particular video, we're going to be talking about the implementation of name entity recognition system. So today we're going to be building our NER system, which is nothing but name entity recognition system with the BERT. So before proceeding further, let us understand what is this NER is. So it stands for name entity recognition, which means we have to recognize each and every words in a sentence with a particular category. So name entity are predefined categories chosen according to the use case such as people, organization, place, codes, time notations, monetary values, etc. So name entities are nothing but the words which are present in a sentence. So they are classified into a particular category. So it may be representing a people, it may be representing a organization, it may be representing a place, codes, or any kind of thing. So this is what we do over here. So we take the words and we classify into different categories. So NER aims to assign a class to each token in a sequence. Because of this, NER is also referred to as token classification. So this is what in general name entity recognition is and how does it works. We will see in a few seconds. So this is what a brief description of name entity recognition is. So for the implementation of entity recognition, we're going to be using a simple transform library, which I have already explained in a great detail in my last video, where I've implemented a BERT and we did a sentiment classification over there. So you can go and prefer that video for the implementation of simple transformers, and you will get a detailed explanation over there. So we are using simple transformer here as well for the implementation of NER. So if you haven't watched that video, so please go and visit that video first and then come back to this video and you will understand the basics of simple transformer easily. So before moving into this further video, let's just install simple transformer library and let's just do it. So now the installation of simple transform, and it has installed all of its dependencies in it. And now we're going to be importing the dataset from a library has been done, which I have downloaded from Kaggle. So I'm going to be using it over here. So by using pandas library, I'm going to be importing this dataset, and I have already installed it in my local drive. So from there I am importing it, and this is how I am reading it with using the pandas. So let us run this code to read the dataset, and let's just view some of these lines from the datasets. So this is how the datasets look like, and this is how you should maintain the dataset format before proceeding into the NER recognition system. So let us understand what is the format of the dataset we need to maintain while using NER system, and while predicting the NER systems, or while using the NER systems. So in this tutorial, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking only the tag column as a target. We are not going to take POS column as a target. So let us understand the data format first. So here, as you can see, it shows for the first row that it is saying for this sentence column, it has sentence 1. And with respect to that particular sentence 1, these are all the words in it. So thousands of demonstrators have marched through. So these are the words in the sentence 1. And with all these words, we have respective tag of it. So this tag can be identified as others. And similarly, this you can see it over here, like a London word has been identified as B-geo. So this is a general tag which has been given to the places, and similarly such kind of tags has been defined for particular words in a sentence. So this is the data format you should maintain always. And similarly you have sentence 2 over here. So here in this index you have sentence 2, and with all these words consist of in it. So you have all those words in the sentence and with its respective tags in it. So this is how the data structure look like. So we need to do some kind of pre-processing before moving into further. So in the next step, what we're going to be doing is, so wherever the NaN values are there, we're going to be imputing the values of this sentence 1. So we are doing nothing but we are refilling our this NaN value with this sentence 1. And similarly here in this here, we're going to be doing with the sentence 2 as well. And we're going to be doing with this all for all the sentence. So let's just see what we're going to be doing over here. So let's just run this code and let us see what has been done. So now you can see that we have filled all the NaN values with its respective sentence. So what it says is this is a sentence 1 and is the first word of that sentence 1 and it has this tag. Similarly, this is sentence 1 and it is the second word of this sentence and its respective tag. So this is how data structure is should be organized, and this is how you should proceed before moving for NER. So now we'll be using some functions from sklearn. So we are using label encoder, train test split, and accuracy score as a matrix from the sklearn. So let us import it. So the next step is what we're going to be doing is, so we're going to be encoding this sentence column with particular values. So it is nothing but we are encoding with some particular values. So we are going to apply label encoder on this particular column, this sentence column. So this is what we are doing it over here. So we are taking label encoder and we are transforming it with some kind of random values. So it is nothing but we are encoding it. So let us run it. And this is why we are doing it, because obviously we cannot give the model some kind of word inputs. So we need to convert it to a particular format, that is encoded format, and then we need to give it to the model. So this is how it will be done, and let us see how it looks like. So this is how it looked like, and so this is the zero index. So this is the sentence column, and this is the sentence IDs it has given to it. So these are nothing but these are sentence IDs which is defined by label encoder. So this is a random IDs which has been assigned. So this is how the data structure, final data structure should look like. So now the next step is we are renaming it so that this simple transform library will accept in this rename format. That is, it accepts in sentence underscore ID format and word format and label. So we cannot give a simple transformer in the normal format, like whatever the data structure we have already in data set. So we cannot give it directly. So we have to rename this particular columns with particular name. That is, this for this particular sentence we need to give sentence underscore ID as a name and this word as words, this tag as labels. So this is what we are doing it over here, and this is required because this simple transformer accept in this format, in this name format. So that's why we are renaming over here. So this is what it does over here. So we are going to rename it. So this is what it does, and now we are going to convert this labels to the capital format. So this step is, you can even skip it, so but I prefer it to do it in a capital format. So this is what it does. So this is what this code will do. And now we are separating the whole data into train and test. So before doing the train and test, we are going to take the independent and dependent variable in a separate variable. So this is what we are doing it over here. So we are taking the sentence ID and words as an independent variables, and we are giving dependent variable as only as label. That is the tag, the last column, that is tag. So this is what we are doing it over here. So let's just run it. And now in the next step, we're going to be splitting our whole data into train and test. So we're going to be doing this. And finally, we're going to be preparing our data, that is train data and test data, into different data frame. So this is what it does. So we're going to be taking xtrain and sentence ID, and we're going to be taking word from this xtrain, and we're going to be taking the target column as ytrain, and we're going to be preparing this whole train data. Similarly, we're going to be doing this for test data. So this is what this code does. So let us see the few lines of the train data, how it looks like. So this is what the train data looks like, and this is on what we're going to be training it. So now the final part come into play, that is model training. So we're going to be using simple transform library for NER. So this is what the import of this simple transformer look like. So we're going to be taking NER model class and NER arg class from the simple transformer NER library. So this particular library will import all kind of classes required for NER model to be built. So this is what this line of code will work, and we're going to be importing these things. And now what we're going to be doing is we need to take the labels of from the tags which are unique. So we're going to be taking the unique of those labels so that we can specify in our model. So let us see what we are trying to speak up over here. So this is what it does. So this code, what it's taking is we are taking the labels of the data, label column of the data, and we are taking the unique and we are converting it into a list format, and we are printing it. So this is what the unique target column we have. So this is all the kind of categories we have in our data set. So this O is nothing but others, this BGO, this GB, GP, B person, IGO. So this is all the categories we have in our target column, that is label. So now let us see what is this NEArg works. So this is nothing but name entity arguments. So we have imported it from here. This class has been imported from the simple transform library. So we are taking it, and this accepts the arguments which are required for hyperparameter tuning. So right now I am giving this arguments with number of epochs. So it consists of some methods, that is number, trained epochs, learning rate, override output directory, train batch size, eval batch size. So such kind of parameters are already be defined in this any arguments. So we are using that and we are storing it. So if you doesn't give these kind of input to it, so it will take by default what are the default things are present in it. So for default things, you can go to their sites and you can prefer over there, like what are the default things they are using it. So you can go and check it over there in simpletransformer.ai. You can check and you can get to know that what is the default thing you are that they are giving, providing it inside this any arguments. But right now I'm going to be training it for one epoch. So this model what I'm trying to prepare over here, so I will be training for one epoch, and I will reset the learning rate to 0.004, and I will override the directory is equal to true, and I will train batch size will be so, and the train batch size will be 32, and eval batch size will be 32. So I have modified these parameters in this NER arguments, and I have saved in it. So now I'm going to be using these all things what I have done till here in the model building. So finally I'm going to be using this NER model class from simple transformers. So I'm going to be using it, and I'm giving the BERT name, that is the BERT model name, and I'm going to specifying the BERT model name, specific model name. So this is what the arguments you need to provide. And then finally I'm gonna be giving the label. So this is the custom label which we have in our data set. So this is what I have extracted from the data set, and now I'm gonna be using these labels for the model to be prepared. So I have given my all these unique labels inside this, and I'm gonna be using this arg argument which we have prepared it over here. So these are the arguments which we have prepared it over here, and I'm going to be using it in the model building. So let's just run it. So it might take few seconds to run it because it may be downloading the whole model, BERT model, and will be storing into the local drive. So this is what it is doing. So it is running right now. So let's just wait for a few seconds. So model has been downloaded in the local drive. Now we have to train the model. So the next step is to train the model. So the steps what we have done till now is we have prepared the data set, we have done the pre-processing, and we have set the arguments of the model, and we have set the labels, and now the final step is to train the model. So we have already prepared our train data set, which is over here. So we're going to be using this for our training, and we're going to be using the test data for our prediction. So this is what we're going to be doing. So we have stored this BERT model in the model variable, and we're going to be using the train underscore model method from the model, and we're going to be giving the train dataset, and we're going to be giving the test dataset as an eval dataset, and we're going to be printing the accuracy score as well. So let's just run this code, and it will start training on its own. So you don't have to worry about any such kind of things which is very complicated. So here the things are very easy, and you can work with this transform library in an easiest way. You can also use this kind of things for POS tagging. So you have to use POS tag over this tag labels. So whatever the column I have skipped right now, I have skipped POS column. So you have to use the POS column over here for the POS tagging. So right now it is training, and it will take few seconds to train it. So let's just wait for a few seconds. Okay, so the training has now been completed. It took few seconds, like few minutes to complete it, because we have trained for one epoch. So it took around 5 to 10 minutes. So now after training, we're gonna be doing the model evaluation. So for this, we're gonna be taking the eval underscore model method from model, and we're gonna be testing it on test underscore dataset. So we're gonna be running this, and it's gonna be returning three things, which is nothing but a result. So it's gonna be printing the results, that is score, accuracy score, precision score, F1 score, and this model underscore output prints the probabilities, that what is the probability of particular tags which we are using it in here. And this preds underscore list is nothing but it's going to be giving the wrong predictions which it has predicted. So let's just run it, and let's just see what is the accuracy and what is the X score after running it for one epoch. So this is going to take few seconds for running this kind of thing. So now the evaluation of the test model has been completed. So now we'll see the result. So let us see what is the accuracy of our model. So as we can see, it is printing eval loss as 0.17, and F1 score as almost 80%, and precision is about 82%, and recall is 76%. So right now we have trained for one epoch, so that's why the results are not that promising. But yeah, if we train for more epochs, then we can obviously use this model for our productions. So whenever you train the model, so this model weights and everything gonna be saved over here in this output folder, which you can see over here, and it's saving it over here in the checkpoint. So you can see and go it over there, and you can find the PV model, and those kind of models are stored over here, and you can download it, and you can use those models in your production. So this is where the weights of the model get stored, and now we're gonna be giving our own sentence to this model, so that we can see that what it has been assigning to that particular words in a sentence. So right now I am using the print function from the model, and I'm giving the word, I'm giving the sentence, what is the new name of the Bangalore. So it's gonna be taking it in the model, and it's gonna be printing the tags respective to these words. So let's just run it, and let's just see what it does. So right now it is predicting, and the prediction has been done. So it's stored in the prediction variable, and this model underscore output stores the probabilities of those particular tags. So let us see what is this prediction variable contains. So this is what it has assigned. So you can see what word has been assigned as other, is has been assigned as other, the other, that word is assigned as other. Similarly, these kind of words has been assigned as other, and Bangalore has been assigned as with B dash geo. Obviously, this is the location, so this should be assigned as geographical tag. So this is what it has assigned, and I think this model is working fine with respect to this data set. And if you train for more epochs, it's going to be giving them more accurate predictions. And you can also do this NER recognition systems For phrase directions, phrase in the particular sentence you want to get the phrase, but you have to prepare the dataset accordingly. And you can do the POs tagging as well, and you can do other steps as well by using this simple transformers, simple implementation of these models. So I think you enjoyed this content and you enjoy the tutorials. So if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe my channel, so that I can continue building such videos and can help you to understand the concepts behind this. So thank you.